She makes like video content of old games, like
I'm sorry,
Juggernaut.
baby.
If you're gonna have these conversations, can you please let me know?
I'm sorry.
They're being insanely loud.
I am. I'm sorry. I was too loud, guys.
I gotta feel in trouble.
I'm sorry. My wife wants to go to sleep. I'm sorry, guys.
Editing them down and doing stuff. I just said, I'll just leave them so people can watch them at their own leisure, and at their own pacing. So there they are. They're doing good, for my opinion. Views-wise, I do think that these are doing pretty good. The streams all did well, meaning people showed up, engaged, and supported them. I didn't have one stream that was a flop or anything like that. The one thing that was a flop, I hate to say, was this. I did a highlight video of it. Well, I had my editor make a highlight video of it, which I thought was well done. But, I mean, just take a look. The original stream did 3,200 viewers, and the edited version in only 1 week did 2,000. It's like, only 2,000 views on the edit is not very good. So we only did the one. I didn't do any more. Simply because that one didn't perform so well. If you want to see, the entire React, you watch it in the playlist. It's a lot of content. As you can see, I mean, it's almost like 12 hours of content, right? It's a lot to watch, but there was a lot to cover. It was a 4-hour documentary, and I had a lot to say. Notably, I think last night's stream was the most interesting because it covered the more recent drama of what's going on, and I was able to add my insights as a YouTuber into what I feel is going on with the flagging of these channels and things like that. We actually determined something pretty interesting in regards to these channels that are being flagged for ban evasion and how basically anyone who did that would be able to get away scot-free doing it because there actually is no paper trail on YouTube for anyone who flags channels for ban evasion. It's not done through the reporting system. Therefore, if someone shows you their report history, there's no evidence that they did it. So it's funny because this did well this week. However, I want to show you something. As a result of this doing well, my DSP Tries It from Monday hasn't even hit 1,000 views yet. Usually DSP Tries It would have hit 1,000 views by now. But what happened is because this isn't the featured video on the channel, and because it's down here at the bottom when I was doing these other, things, it got pushed to the bottom, and a lot of people didn't watch it. So it is what it is. That's the thing. This is always the case. When you have a channel and you put out content, your most recent featured content is what gets all the views. Something you did earlier in the week usually gets pushed to the to the background, and that's exactly what happened with this episode of DSP Tries It. Not that I care. It's not a big deal. I don't do DSP Tries It to make money. I do it for fun. So, it is what it is, but I hope that you guys will watch and enjoy the series now that it is all fully there. Now, as a result of this series doing pretty well. This was an experiment. Keep in mind, I hadn't done a long-form React in a year and a half. The last one I did was at like the end of 2024, and that one legit flopped. Like, people did not care about it. They didn't show up or support it. They were bored with it. So I gave it a big break and said, let's not do these anymore, right? Let's come back when there's a reason. This was definitely the reason, how popular this topic is, the fact that I added unique insight to it because I'm involved with it. I was able to really, I feel, do something special for my audience. Now, there is desire to see me do more. But the question is, what? Because here's the thing. Number one, you don't want to do it too often. Because if you do, then it's not special anymore. And if it's not special, you're going to get less people showing up for it. You're going to get less people caring about it. This worked because I hadn't done one in a year and a half. So good, right? But I don't want to do it too often because then people will say, oh, he just does this all the time. It's not that interesting anymore. You know what I'm saying? I agree. I feel like if I did these once a week, or if this was an ongoing thing that I always did and alternated with gameplay, yeah, I'd get more of a regular audience for it, but people wouldn't really care as much anymore. This was a special occasion. So the question is, if you guys liked it enough, which it sounds like you did, and you wanted to see me do more of it, right? What would you like to see? Do you only want to see me do reactions to these big documentaries that are more drama-focused? Or would you like to see me react to more generalized content? For example, the video essay has absolutely exploded in popularity and commonality on YouTube in the last 2 years. Tons of channels that do video essays have blown up and gotten a lot of attention, and therefore the video essay has just become, in general, a more refined piece of content on YouTube. You can watch video essays on pretty much anything. You know what I'm saying? Like the history of a game series or something historical that actually happened in history, right? Or anything. You know, there's tons of things. There's channels that just cover so many different topics. So would you like something more like that that's more generalized and not really drama? Or do you only care about the drama? Is that why people showed up and supported? Is that do you only want more drama content, right? If that's the case, what kind of stuff do you want to see me cover? Because like for example, the one thing that everyone kept asking when I was doing this particular react was, will you react to LTG, Low Tier God, and his documentary by June the King many years ago, which when June put it out, which was only a 30-minute documentary, LTG reacted so negatively. He slapped June the King with copyright strikes that were all false. June had to respond to them to get rid of them, and when he did, basically LTG doxed him. Okay, very underhanded. Okay, very, awful way to conduct yourself on the internet. This then led June the King to make a 2.5-hour continuation documentary about LTG, which did huge numbers and did very well. So LTG, it was, again, kind of the Streisand effect. Oh, I don't want you to talk about me negatively. And then when he tried to hit him with false copyright strikes, a ton of people paid attention. So now more people know about him in a negative light than they did before. The thing is, both of those documentaries are good, but they're ancient. One is 7 years old and one's like 5. And most of the drama that LTG finds himself embroiled with today happened recently. You know, like he has a lot of personal crap going on that's been exposed to the internet, and that stuff is not in those old documentaries, okay? But then what would I react to? I don't know, because is there anything recent? I don't even know. I don't pay attention. You guys know me. I'm not sitting around searching for drama documentaries, so I don't even know what's out there, all right? In addition to that, like, is there anything else? Is there other people who make documentaries and things that you'd like to see me react to? Okay? So that's question number 1, is what even would I react to? That's question number 1. The second question is, how often do I do this? Because I'll be honest with you, I said this last night as we were adjourning this part right here. As you can see, it was my longest one, over 3 hours to wrap this thing up, right? I said to the audience, I am actually legitimately exhausted. We have now done 4 streams of this over the last week, and it sucks the energy out of me. It really does, okay? And it makes me exhausted and tired, okay? So because of that, I don't want to do it all the time. Like, my honest take is maybe once a month, because the good thing is you can find a time of the month where maybe the gameplay is slowing down a bit and you have a little bit of opening in the schedule. So that way I could maybe do a few different streams that week that will allow me to balance with my other content. And that way it's not like, oh, I'm taking away from everything else, right? Like, for example, Koopaloop says, well, most streamers do it in one stream. Yes. And most streamers have nothing to do with me and my work ethic. All right. Most streamers don't put out the amount of streams I do. Most streamers don't have a set schedule of variety that works for them, which is why I'm still pertinent after 18 years. I don't care what most streamers do. I'm different from most streamers, and that's why I'm successful, okay? Seriously, if I just sat here and reacted to the entire documentary in one sitting, it would suck because I'd be tired as shit and not care about it. And on top of that, everyone would be upset that I didn't do any gameplay because that's what I'm known for. So we could stop trying to say dumb shit like Phil's not like other streamers. No shit, that's why I'm still here. That's why I'm who I am and I'm successful. Or else I wouldn't be here. I would have been, irrelevant years and years ago, so we can stop with the bullshit, because that's all it is. It's bullshit, okay? Exactly. Cypress TV says, I bet you would really enjoy a Chrono Trigger video essay, but I don't know about the audience. You're right. That's the point I'm making is there's certainly things that I know are out there that I would really enjoy reacting to, but it doesn't mean that you would enjoy watching me react to it. you know, a lot of the things that I like aren't in line with what the audience likes. Let's put it that way. Like, I'm not streaming just for me. I'm streaming for an audience to entertain them. So the audience enjoys themselves and then reciprocates with viewership, engagement, and support so I can make a living doing it. You know, this in particular was a hot topic. It was pertinent. I was able to add a lot of stuff to see me react to this stuff for the first time that I didn't know about, but a lot of people enjoyed. So I'm happy I did it. I mean, hell, I even had the same hat. Look, I even had the same hat, which is hilarious. But that doesn't mean that the next time that I go to do it, that it's going to be the same situation, right? So what I'd say is this. Let's lay off of it for now, okay? All right? Let's lay off of it for now, but let's talk. I want to plan out if we're going to do this again and when we're going to do it. What I was thinking is sometime in June. June actually looks like a much emptier month for games because the thing is, starting this week, we got Forza Horizon 6, then we got 007, then we got Lego Batman. We got a lot of new games coming out in the next couple of weeks that are going to keep me busy, okay? However, in June, things are going to slow down significantly, okay? So what I think we should do is talk about this and, you know, have people suggest things. I'm going to be reading comments because I told people to leave comments on those archive streams and let me know their thoughts. I might even do like a little special video that I post up there on the channel just to say, hey, everyone, you know, I loved doing this, but I need your feedback, right? And then go from there. So we'll see. But I think next month, with games not being as prominent, you know, pumping out new ones, would be a good time to do it. But what do I do? Again, I understand people like LTG. Okay, I'm there with you. We could do that. But what do I do? A 7-year-old and a 5-year-old documentary that doesn't include current stuff? Like, are you guys aware of anything current that I could watch that maybe would do better? I don't know, right? So let's talk about it and try to figure it out, okay? Fair enough? Okay, cool. And if the answer is just don't do anymore, we could also just do that. Maybe it's something you go back to every long time. You know what I mean? Like maybe we give it a big, long rest, and then we go back to it every once in a while, and it's not something that's so prominent or important that we emphasize, right? I don't know. But the thing is, it worked. It was good variety. It allowed me to balance my stuff this week, so it didn't feel like I was just doing gameplay every day. And I think people liked that variety. Not everyone, because it's definitely not for everyone. Let's be honest. Some people like that kind of stuff. Some people don't. That's okay. I don't want that to be the end-all, be-all of who I am, but I like the idea of variety content. I like the idea of being able to jump around and do different things, so it's not always samey. As I said, as I get older, I'm not going to be able to just play games 24/7 anymore. I'm going to have to diversify my content, and we got to find things that people are interested in, right? Podcasting, this is working, for sure. The podcasting is working. I'm getting good attendance, good engagement, fun levels of support. Some days I get more support for the podcast than I do for the gameplay, right? So this is working. The gameplay is still working for now, but won't forever. So what's next, right? That's what we got to work on. So the only other thing that I really want to talk about as a topic for today's podcast is, in general,